going on? Military. Wow, congratulations. Lots of big plans. Some trade work going on. Anyone? Yeah? Performing arts. Anyone going on in performing arts? Yeah? Exciting times. And then when's prom? I know prom's coming up soon. Is it this weekend or? Saturday. Woo! Very exciting. So yeah, you're getting all these lectures from all of us adults about being safe and everything. Are you hearing a lot about it, or are you just kind of like, yeah, whatever? This is all about prom and way beyond prom, graduation, and all the way through your college years or your whatever comes after high school, and all the way into your adult years as well, because adults are struggling with some of the same things that we'll be talking about today. So this isn't just a high school or a teen thing, this is life. And so hopefully I can find an interesting way to get into your brains a little bit and help you really enjoy your prom, have an amazing time, you do a great graduation, and carve out a brilliant life for yourself and your friends. I'm talking to you about this can't happen to me. Well, what's this about? When I was not much older than you, my husband became a police officer. And he was a school resource officer, and he was out in Golden, Colorado. And one of the worst things that happened was very early in his career. A family friend, so it was a family friend of ours that happened to live in the city of Golden, and his son went to Golden High School. He had graduated, and he came back from the mountains where he was living, and he got in a car with one of his friends. They were having a great night out. They were driving up Lookout Mountain, having a great time, and his friend had been drinking throughout the evening, went around a curve, didn't even skid for the curve, went over the edge, and my family friend's son, Kyle, was ejected from the vehicle. So when my husband started, turn it off. It's on. This might need batteries too. Oh, there we go. So this is Gino, my husband, at Golden. So when this kid got ejected from the vehicle, this was just a big moment for the community. And Gino was part of the team that had to go notify the family. And so since we were family friends with them, the mother, her name was Virginia, she was asked by the city and by the schools to take around the car that Kyle died in. They called it the crash car. Gino's job was to drive the crash car to high schools all around Colorado and share the message of Kyle. And so they would pull it out into the, to the parking lot, and kids could get into the vehicle, and they could see the blood on the top of the car. They could see the windshield busted out. They could see the teeth marks on the dashboard. So this was pretty compelling for my husband. It really inspired him to be a part of that, and so he became the school resource officer so that he could come around and talk all the time with students like you and make a difference to them. And Gino really became a friend. Do you guys have a school resource officer here? Yeah. Pretty cool, or kind of like, eh? Yeah, he knows. I love it. So really good resource officers care about you guys and really want to find a way to connect with you. And Gino was able to do that throughout his career. And we even to this day have kids come up in a grocery store and say, "Hey, Officer G, do you remember me?" And he's like, were you a good one or a bad one? But he really made an impact on a lot of lives. And he became a friend to kids when it really mattered. So now, that was way before we had kids. It was like 10 years before we had kids. And so now we have our own kids. And we're kind of guilty. Oops. Okay. So we have all of these messages that you guys hear on repeat. What do your parents say to you when you leave the house at night? What are they like? Get home, don't be too late. Don't drink, right? What else? Call us if you need a ride. Yes. So make wise choices. Don't drink. Alcohol's bad for you. If you do drink, definitely don't drive. Stand by that one 100%. Blah, 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 right? It goes in one ear, out the other. And partly because you hear it so many times, but your parents have to say it. And the more they say it, even though you guys aren't wanting to listen, your brains are hearing it. I promise you. So now my daughter is in 6th grade. My son went to Broomfield High School, which is where I met Mr. Shelton. And so he was still there when Dominic was going through. Gino's no longer a police officer though, and he's not out with the crash car. And so you might think, well, why am I not out here with the crash car? I'm not brave enough to have the crash car. So why am I here? There you go. Why am I presenting? Well, I wanted to introduce you to my son. This is Dominic. I heard there's a Dominic here. Dominic Ortiz? Congratulations. Yeah. Yeah, Dominic, I think he might be a little bit like some of you. He just got his first job. He worked at Wendy's. I know people would come through. Is there like a 4 for $4 menu at Wendy's? Yeah, so people would come through and be like, I want the 4 for $4, and he would say 4 for $4 for sure. And he was, he was wicked on the Xbox. Like if you were playing Xbox against him, he would school you, whether it was Call of Duty or even back to Fortnite or what are the good ones now? Fortnite, yeah. And then you guys would laugh about it because he's such a joker. Like he would school you, but you'd feel okay about it. If he was in the back of your car, he would be the best backseat DJ that ever played music in your car. He had just gotten his first job. He ordered what are the Nikes that you guys wear now? The Nike. Yeah, those ones. Just ordered his first pair, just received them in the mail. It was awesome. Very excited. He got his first car, so everything's going great. Any soccer players in here? Oh, wow. Couple. Yeah, girls too? Yeah. Yeah, Dominic was wicked on the soccer field. We have athletes though here too, right? Dominic's a competitor. And his coaches describe him, and if he was coming your way, you would just get out of the way, because he had earned the name of Dominator. Another one was Diesel. So yeah, he's like tearing up the fields. He was an MVP, team captain, all of these things. Pretty fun. And competitor in every sense of the word, not just in soccer. He played basketball, and even if he was playing, I don't know, pickleball or grass volleyball, if he wanted to win, you had to watch out, because he wanted to win. So on July 28th, 2022, my 17-year-old son, Dominic, walked out the door for one of the last 3 nights of summer. He had to get his wisdom teeth pulled, and we were going on a family trip, and he had soccer tryouts. So I looked at the calendar, there were really, even in July, only 5 days left of summer. So I'm like, yeah, it's a Thursday night, go ahead and go out, go have fun. He texted me a little bit after 6 p.m. and said, I said all the messages, all the things you guys hate hearing. Be safe, make wise choices, get home safely, who's driving, all the things. He texted me a little after 6 and said, hey, we're at my friend's house, he's eating in dinner. I don't know what we're doing yet, but I'll let you know. At 7:09, Dominic got in a car with someone who wasn't really one of his normal friends. Most of his friends had been out for about a month of the summer, and so he just went out to a park and into a parking lot and waited to see who he could jump in a car with. He texted me at 7:09, got in a car, and at 7:13 p.m., the acquaintance of his he got into a car with decided to run a red light, was hit by a semi, and left a bloody mess in the back of his car. The driver walked away without a scratch. The passenger in the front seat also got to look back in the back seat to see the mangled, bloody mess in the back seat. 2 of the kids in the back seat survived with lifelong injuries, both physical and emotional. This will never leave their brains, and it will never leave their bodies. When the 2 kids in the front seat looked in the back seat, they saw my mangled and bloody son, Dominic. He was no longer breathing.
The county coroner's office identified him, 17-year-old Michael DePalma, who went by Dominic. The crash happened last Thursday on Highway 287. 5 teens were in the car when it crashed with a semi. All 5 were taken to the hospital, where DePalma later died. His family posted an obituary today. They say Dominic was a passionate soccer player, and he and his mom had an unbreakable bond. They described him as a loyal friend and an exceptional older brother. His family has set up the Dominic DePalma Memorial Soccer Scholarship in his honor. The scholarship will provide access to soccer for other young adults who are just as passionate about the sport as he was.
My 17-year-old son, Dominic, was the latest victim of drunk and impaired driving. I'd never see him graduate. He wouldn't go to prom. He'd never play another soccer game. I wouldn't know what college he would go to. I would never see what kind of grown-up he would become. And I'd never watch him pull away from the driveway. I'd never again get to say, be careful, make wise choices, get home safely. Was this crash a fluke? Dominic was about your age when he died. He was 17, just about to start his senior year. I imagine he'd be sitting here rolling his eyes saying, get on with it. We've got something next to go to. This is boring, as it probably is to you. But I think I'm also reaching with you too. You might be thinking this can't happen to me, and just like him, maybe you say similar things to your parents that he said to me. Every time he left the house. I know, Mom, I got this. I know, I will. I'll get home. I get it, Mom. We believed him. And you know what else? He believed him. Just like you believe it when you say things to your parents. You want to believe it. Your parents want to believe it. But statistics don't lie, and it can happen to you. Oops. Every 79 seconds, someone is killed or injured in a drunk driving crash. And for teenagers, car crashes are the leading cause of death. 1 in 4 crashes with teens involve drunk drivers. And every 39 seconds, someone is killed or injured in a drunk driving accident. Think about how many have died since I've been standing up here. And what I found out in the last 20 months is that it's not even a nighttime thing. It happens all the time during the day. In the months after Dominic was killed, I hear it all the time. It can't happen to me. Kids think, they'll come to me, kids who were friends with him, and they'll say, I learned so much from Dominic. I promise you, Mrs. DePalma, I'm making smarter decisions. I've got this. And then I look at their Instagram, and they're wearing his bracelets. And you can tell from their eyes that they're doing things that prove to me that they haven't learned. Parents will come and they'll say, it's made such an impression on my daughter, but boy, some of her friends are just not getting it. And everybody's really passionate about trying to spread this message. So denial is a very big thing. So what can we do? I'm not going to talk, I was starting to talk about the frontal cortex. Have you guys heard all about your frontal cortex and how it's not keeping you, not letting you make all the best decisions in life? Well, it's the adults in your life, it's their job to be the CEO of your brain until you're able to do so. But I'm not going to sit here and lecture you about your frontal cortex, but what I want to do is give you some survival skills, because this can happen to you, but today I want nothing more to give you tools to make sure that it doesn't happen to you. When you think about DUI, or drunk driving, what are some of the consequences? What's the worst thing that can happen? You die? What else?
Vehicular homicide.
Vehicular homicide. That's exactly what the driver of my son's vehicle got. Vehicular homicide and 2 counts of vehicular assault, as well as a couple of other things. What else? DUI. I think most kids can really only comprehend the worst thing that can happen is until maybe you know what my presentation is about. Oh my gosh, if I got a DUI, my parents would find out about it. I would be so embarrassed. It would go up on Snapchat. Everybody would know. I'd have to go to school on Monday, and then people would be like, oh my gosh, that's the kid. Yeah, DUI is pretty bad, but then you add the financial part of it. Do you know what it costs to get a DUI? The average cost of a DUI in Colorado is over $13,000. Some of you who have jobs, what are you making now per hour? 21 an hour?